guys, I am at the airport. My husband and I are headed to Mexico to visit my family, and I'm so excited to take you with us. We are headed to Puebla, Mexico, which is just southeast of Mexico City. It's not the beach. It's actually, there's like beautiful mountains in the distance. It's like 70 degrees all year. I'm so excited because it is cold here in New Jersey. Yeah, it's just really beautiful. And Mexico, I mean Puebla, within Mexico, is known for being like gastronomically excellent. It has some of the best food in the whole country, and so I'm excited to show you what I eat. Today, I'm just having, I asked for a medium. This is a large blonde Americano with heavy cream. That's all I'm gonna have for now. When we arrive, I know for sure we're gonna have tacos árabes. For some reason, that's just like our family's tradition. On the day we arrive, regardless of what time the flight arrives, that night we always have tacos árabes. So I will show you that. And yeah, I'm just excited to take you with us. We made it! I'm so excited. It's a small airport, so we came on this little bitty plane, and then we have to walk like 30 feet into the airport. But we made it! I'm so excited. This is my cousin Paco. Say hi.
Hi.
These are the tacos árabes. They picked these up before we arrived because our flight was super delayed. And Paco's going to show us how he prepares them. This is pork. I just had mine without the tortilla. And even though these are green, they are lemons. Lemons are just green in Mexico. I don't know why. So he added a little lemon juice, and he's going to top with this salsa. And finally, a little bit of olive oil. And jocoque, which is a cheese that's kind of a cross between Greek yogurt and sour cream. So good. So Paco is an architect, and we are on our way to check out a project he's been working on. Do you guys think we look alike? When we were kids?
Because of the beard, I think.
Yeah. People always thought we were siblings. To this day, his brother, which you'll meet later on today, his brother does not look as much like him as I do. And I think when we were kids, people always thought that we were brother and sister. But anyway, we're gonna go check out a project he's been working on, and I will take you with us. So he, basically this complex, it's a bunch of apartments. How many?
There are 18 apartments.
18 apartments, and he's been renovating them. This building was probably built, what, in like the 1800s?
The
1700s, and it's been in our family for a long time. And he's renovating apartments one at a time, and he's renting them on AirBnB. Some of them have like long-term renters. Anyway, we're just gonna walk through one that I haven't seen because he's doing them like progressively. So we're gonna walk through this one.
Hi, this is Francisco. Also known as the best architect. To have a wall in between here, so I joined the kitchen to the dining room. I'm also like making noise, not noticeable, like showing the structures of the building. Because the arch is the original one, and the whole idea was going all the way up to the arch.
And so, how many apartments do you have that are being rented?
In AirBnB, or like, in Star Hotel.
Yeah.
Three.
Three.
Right now, 3.
I changed my mind. I want to live in this one. Love it. Okay, so this is Sarah, my cousin's girlfriend. Today is her birthday, and she made this beautiful turkey. So tell us what's in it. Yeah?
This was so hard to make because we had to first take out all the bones from the bird. All the meat was taken out. We had to separate the skin from the muscle, and then we had to refill it with minced meat with all kinds of different nuts. There was pistachios, there was macadamia, there was at least and there were raisins and brandy went into the meat. Stuffed it all with that, and because the skin was kind of hard to refill, we had to sew it up in certain parts. For example, you can see here, that was a stitch up. We had to stitch up the neck also, where we stuffed all the meat in there, and tie up the two little wings so that it would look nice.
Guanabana, which one did you ask? Zarzamora is berry.
Blackberry.
One of the berries. Some berry. It's purple berry. No, my favorite is Chico Zapote. Chico Zapote is just a Mexican, not New York fruit, just Mexican fruit, and it's very, very, very sweet. It's my favorite by far. But the arroz con leche is it's also a common dessert. Y en helado es muy rico. All of them are super good. All of them are super good. You should try all of them.
Even though I grew up in New Orleans, Puebla has always felt like a second home to me. All of my family lives here, aunts, uncles, cousins, my grandparents were here. Both my parents are from Mexico. My dad grew up in Veracruz, but his family later moved to Puebla, and my mom is from Puebla. My dad went to high school in the US, and then he later went to college in New Orleans, which is why he fell in love with New Orleans and stayed there. He went to Loyola University. But he would always come back to Mexico to visit his family, and he met my mom at a party. In fact, his brother was married to my mom's best friend. So they met at a party, and my mom and her best friend became sisters-in-law. And so my mom moved to New Orleans because my dad already lived there. But the entire family, the rest of the family is still here. And like I said, I grew up coming here all the time, and it really feels like a second home. Puebla is super modern, in a lot of ways much more modern than New Orleans. It's very European, there's a lot of European influence here, and it's like, it's kind of fancy, you know, like it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and I love coming to visit. It really feels like home. So I just bought the most incredible pork rinds, and I'm gonna show you how they made it. It's super fresh. You see the guy like fry it and then like sell it to you. It's incredible. So I got this one, which is really, really thin. You can like hear the crunch. Oh, I don't want to waste any. But anyway, and then this one, oh boy. I have to show it to you. It has like meat on the inside still. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible. This is like the best thing ever. One of my favorite things. So I want to show you guys the church that I got married in. It's actually a chapel in this church. This church is called Santo Domingo, St. Dominic, and the chapel is called the Chapel of the Rosary, and it's so beautiful. I was actually baptized there, and then my husband and I got married there 6 years ago. I came today because I never picked up my marriage certificate, and I need to get it, but while I'm here, I thought I would show you around because it's really gorgeous. This is called queso de Oaxaca, which literally just means cheese from Oaxaca. Oaxaca is a state in Mexico near Puebla. So it's traditionally from there, but you can buy it here as well. It's a cheese that has been rolled, and it comes in these like strands. So you like unroll it and then cut it, and it's kind of stringy. In taste, it's similar to mozzarella, kind of, but it's much more delicious. It's a raw cow milk cheese, and apparently the technique of stretching and rolling the cheeses came from the Dominican friars that settled in Oaxaca. So good. Chipotle peppers prepared in like the traditional Mexican style. So here's what they do. This is normally just a Christmas dish, but my aunt saved some special just for me. They take the chipotle pepper and they soak it, they marinate it in with this. This is like raw sugar cane compressed. So they let the pepper soak in that so it becomes sweet. They open it, they put goat cheese inside, then they coat it with this batter, which is like egg yolk and just a little bit of flour, and then they deep fry it. And it is so delicious. And then you eat it on like a little sandwich with like some avocado and bread. I'm not gonna have any right now, but my husband's gonna have some, and it's gonna be so delicious. So you prepare it like this, and then you get this extra juice. This is basically the sugar cane, and the pepper remains, and this is like a sauce, and it's super delicious. And you drizzle it on your little sandwich. So these are huasontles. The way it's prepared, they pull it off the stalks and cook it. Then they wrap cheese in it. Then they batter it in egg whites, fry it, and top it with a red sauce. It's a vegetable native to Mexico that kind of looks like broccoli, but it's closer to quinoa evolutionarily. It's really high in protein and it's delicious. This is my very favorite Mexican dish ever. These are traditional Mexican chilaquiles. This is my husband's favorite dish. It's a breakfast food, and I just want to tell you that chilaquiles are not a casserole. This is prepared in the traditional way. It's basically fried tortillas drenched in this sauce, covered in like cream and chicken and onions and avocado. And this is the way chilaquiles really are, and cheese, yeah. If you ever see chilaquiles as a casserole, that's not right. These are chalupas. If you've ever gone to Taco Bell and seen chalupas, that's not what a chalupa is. This is a tortilla. It's deep fried in lard, then salsa, pulled pork, and onions. This is what a chalupa is. It's also a traditional breakfast food. These are with red salsa and with green salsa. So one night, my cousins and I went to La Lucha Libre, which I think is similar to wrestling in the US. There's a lot of acrobatics, and it's actually really impressive. It looks silly, but it was a lot of fun. And afterwards, it's tradition, like baseball and hot dogs, you have to have semitas made on the street. It's this massive sandwich with a fried veal cutlet, potatoes, tomatoes, and queso de Oaxaca. I ate mine without the bread and potatoes, and it was still delicious. I just love Puebla. It's so beautiful, lots of colonial architecture, and for being a city of 3.5 million people, it's not super touristy, and the vibe is really relaxed. Oh yeah, the best traditional candies have like fudge and cookies, but there's all kinds of things. You see a lot of macaroons and almond pastries. And yeah, it's colonial with lots of gorgeous churches, but it's also super modern. There's several prestigious universities, and I feel like the people there just clearly love their city. They take colonial restoration very seriously. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little tour. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye!